Hello and welcome to another free code session. My name is Jason Bach, and I think I'm going to ignore return values. And the reason why is because I commented out this code that was basically what our generated code would look like. And then I just put into a type this, okay? Now, if I take this line of code, well, I'd have to take both these lines out, okay? But if I do this, this will compile. Okay, and I do not believe, well, yeah, unnecessary assignment, whatever. But this is okay. The problem becomes if you want to do deconstruction. Because if you put this in place, now you're suddenly going to have an error. It can't tell the difference between the two. So, and you get an extra error, calls ambiguous, but you still get that 8129 that we can't find out on the internets. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is in all my code is just not look at the return value. And if you have a deconstruct name with the out parameters, all that's going to stay. I'm just going to remove the check for returns void or wherever I'm doing that. So let's do that. Let's come back over here and go into our generator. And so we're going to say we do not care if the return type is void. Okay. Oops. And then down here, we're going to do the same thing. We do not care if it is void. Okay. So what that means then is here, this has all the right things. So correct. This should, yeah. We want this to be the case where we're doing the empty return because we should not be returning anything. Okay. So let's do that. And now let's go up here and let's run all the tests. You know, this is again one of those cases of 99 point out how many 9 cases people are not going to run into this, but it is something that can happen. So I think the best thing is not to make it worse. Let's just not only create it when it's clear that it's okay to create it. One failed. Which one failed? Oh, you are generating something. Okay, so deconstruct. I should actually make these all interpolate strings and make sure I'm putting in the right word for these things. How many times have I done that in this document? Way too many. Deconstruct. Okay. Yeah, now we don't have any. So let's run all the tests again. And let's make sure that everything passes. Maybe something will break now because I had the wrong word in there. They all pass. Okay. Committer stash. Getting more tests to created. That pass. Because that's a good thing. You want them to pass. Okay. So where are we at? We're starting to build with fire here, which is a good thing. I think now we're going to start looking to see if we have the static extension methods already somewhere that do or do not match. So let's call these deconstruct generator instance tests. Extension method tests. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I don't want to try to put in way too many in one. That's going to start to get really messy. And we're going to delete all this just because we want to start again from a clean mind. Excuse me, straight thing. I can't talk. Okay. So what do we want to do here? We want to have generated reference type in one property. Except now we're trying to test to see So this always says you don't have an extension method. We want to put extension methods in place that are going to try to mess this up. So we want to have a public class, static class, test extensions. We're going to have public static void deconstruct this, generate where this type does not match. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to have a public class, not a test. Okay, we don't care what that is. And that's what this is going to be, not a test self. It has the out int or out string ID. So we're going to say ID is equal to 3, just to assign it so that we don't actually have a problem. But this should generate it now because we didn't find one with this. So we're still going to generate the extension method. Okay, so this should pass. All shall pass. And it failed. Because of course it will fail. Missing partial modifier on declaration of type. Oh, that's, yes. It did the right thing. It wanted to generate this type, but I already have this here. So yeah, it good on the compiler, did the right thing. I was wrong. And it still doesn't pass. Okay, well, why doesn't it pass? Cannot implicitly convert type. Oh, it's a string, you dummy. I don't know why I'm obsessed with the number 3 this morning, but I am. You know, if you don't want JavaScript, then don't write JavaScript code. Now we pass, and that's good. Okay, so that is a good thing. So this, whether this type doesn't match. Now we're going to do one where this type. I can't speak things, words. I mean, it's a Saturday morning. I should be able to talk correctly. Why not? Generate where a parameter count does not match. So this is where we're going to have a test, and it's going to have a string. Let's do more. Out int value. Okay, so we're going to do ID value is equal to 3, 3. Okay. This should again generate one. This matches. We have 2 things and we should only have 1. So it should generate just this one again with the 1. And let's see what it does. Passes. Good. We're cooking with gas here. We are cooking with gas. Just don't cook with plastic. That is all kinds of badness. Okay. If it's the same count, then we do not do it. And so if we come over to here, let's find a empty one because this shouldn't do something. Now we also have to keep in mind that we need tests where we have deconstruct methods in the type and as a one because we don't want, well, I don't really know if that matters. Famous last words, right? It passes. Okay. As I was also thinking up here, where I was getting the name conflict between the two, that was actually a little bit of a concern in that how do you ensure that you have unique static class extension names? Because I'm just defaulting to the type name. And what happens if you did have one already there? Now you're, again, this is within one project that you own. So the intent would be that you are able to change it yourself. One easy way would just be to say make it partial. Another one would be to have a configuration setting where you could say like a prefix name or some, there's ways to get around this. These are just the kind of sort of happy paths that we are trying to work with. Okay. I was thinking here if you had like a mixture between a deconstruct here and then the deconstruct exists in there, but we already have these kind of tests in place. So again, famous last words, I'll probably run into that later, but I think we're pretty much covering everything that we need to. Be fun to throw that mutator striker thing at it and have it tell me what I am not doing correctly, because I'm sure there's a lot of it. I could have it where there's a partial definition. Why don't we do that? I'm just curious. You'll see what I mean in a moment. Let's do generate when partial definitions exist. So the point here is that this is going to be a partial class. Okay. And let's make it really fun. Let's do this and this. We're going to take this out of here and we're going to take the name out of here. Okay. And what we're saying here is that we should still see the definition for the test extension class, because what we're hoping is that the symbol is actually going to combine the two tests together. There will be two locations for it, which we don't care. And yeah, let's see what this does. It passes. Okay, cool. That's exactly what I want to see, is just one output like this that took these two together and said, yes, I need to make that. That's awesome, actually. That's actually really cool. I'm glad that it does that. That's a nice thing. Okay. So I think we're almost ready to go to the integration step. So let's commit all our stuff. I should be doing this on a branch, but when I'm just trying to get the main stuff up, that's okay. So got a decent set of passing tests in place. I should run Striker on this at some point just to see what it comes up with. But before I do that, hold on, I got to search for something. Okay, this is from the cookbook, and this is about how you actually, any generation tendencies that is used by the generator while it's running, this is where the humanizer point comes into play, must be packaged directly alongside the generator. So, and you will need to do this yourself. So the package include build output. The author would then have to package, set the dependency to generate a path property by generate path property on the package reference. Take a private dependency. Oh, so we want to make it a private asset and we want to generate the path property. Okay, so let's do that. Let's come into here, close all this down. I'm going to auto deconstruct. Do that. And then package the generator, the analyzer directory. I think I'm already doing that. Yes, I am. Package the that is alongside the generator assembly. Okay. So we'll also do that, except this is going to be packaging with the dot replaced by that. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. So we will do that. So we'll go here, and then we need to change that to an underscore. And that should be it. So it's not that hard. It's just, a little step that you need to do that. Now, here's the thing. So I rebuilt this. Let's now run all the tests. Let's make sure it doesn't break any of our tests. It shouldn't, because we're referencing this as a direct project reference, and this is more for packaging. So this shouldn't break our tests as we currently have them. Thank God I undid the pause button. I looked that up. Okay, so we're good there. Let's do NuGet Package Explorer, because we should be actually generating packages. Come on, tool. Come on up. Open a local package. Let's go here, auto deconstruct, source, bin, debug. 22, yep, that's that time. So let's look at the nupkeg. We all got valid here. Okay, we should see humanizer. Yay. Yay. Sure, I guess that's all right. So kids are all right. So we got that in place. Now we want to make a project that we actually want to start having cases where the generated code is actually going to be generated. So let's do that. I have console app 6 up. Let's go to, what would be a good example? Inline mapping, rocks. I think inline mapping should be okay. And then if we get this in place, man, then we are flying. Then we are truly flying. And I can do my special episode, and I can post it, and I can get everybody excited. Okay, so when we do this, integration tests, we're referencing it as an analyzer. Okay. And then we do all the testy testerman things. Right. Why do we have this in here? Oh, I don't make no sense. Okay. So that's fine. Let's come back over to Deconstruct. I'm going to grab that name. We're going to put up in here, add new project. And we're just going to do blank one because I don't like the template. I just want to do it myself. Let me do it myself. Class library. And we're going to call it integration tests. I guess I could call it test.integration, but whatever. Whatever. Okay. And so it should be out of the gate sort of like this, but not even close. Okay. So let's come up to integration tests. And let's put in these. Except, yeah, I don't know why I do that. That doesn't make any sense. I guess those are default by the name of the project, so whatever. We don't need these here. We do want these. And then we do want that, though, as a output item type analyzer. Okay. There. Do you at least build? If you reference it, even though there's no tests in there, do you at least build? Okay. This is going to be fun. And by fun, I mean interesting. So let's have no deconstruct exists tests. Okay. Let's start out slowly. Yeah, just convert it. I thought it would make it that way if I had, I think I tweeted it that that's what it was supposed to do, but maybe not. Maybe it's like file scoped. I thought that would actually make it file scoped. I thought it did that. It's okay. That's all right. Static class. Okay, so what we want to have in here is, we want to be following good patterns here. Public, sealed, class, no deconstruct exists. Okay. Now, as soon as I put a property in here, it should fire, right? So if I do public GUID ID get and set, okay, and now I say public int value, let's just do it simple, baby steps here, okay, and now I have a test here. I say public static void deconstruct. No, run deconstruct. Let's not get even confusing with the test names here. That would be bad. Okay, so let's say var target. We'll just use target is equal to new. No deconstruct exists, except we're going to do ID, which is a GUID. The GUID new. Nope. Let's var ID is equal to GUID new. Let's arrange act assert here. Var value is equal to 3 because we're obsessed with 3 today. So we're going to say ID is equal to ID and value is equal to value. Thank you. We're going to say var new ID new value is equal to target. Didn't work. You didn't do anything. Why? Because we want to say is assert dot multiple assert that new ID is equal to ID, and assert that, wait, you had it. Yes, thank you. Let's see if it's not generating files. Well, that's great. That's wonderful. That's just awesome. And by awesome, I mean not so much. So before I stop this episode, let's just shut down and start up again and just make sure that it's actually bringing in it in the correct way. And if it's not, I'll stop, do some debugging, and then, because I do not want to get frustrated on camera again. That's just not fun. Okay. We know it's generating source. So we got that going for us. Okay. But we don't seem to be getting this to work in the project, which is okay. No, not now. Go away. Let it fail. Give me the red squiggles here. Okay. And then we'll end the episode. I promise I will. Because I need to get some workout in this morning. Come on, just fail. Just fail, okay? Please. You're being way too mean here. Thank you. Okay. I'm just curious. Yeah, this is something that I don't know very well, which is, well, I could look at the, I wonder if I ran like .NET build, and if I turn on verbose, if it's telling me there's an error somewhere, like it can't actually, like there's something wrong with the reference or something like that. So if I say here, this will tell me that it can't, it's not like generating source, right? Yeah. This generator is not generating files. But there's a reason why. We do have a public getter and a public value here. That should be good. It's a seal class. That doesn't matter. We just are looking for the type definition. So there should be, yeah, if I did target dot here, it doesn't know what that is. And what it should be doing is putting it into, if it was creating it, an auto deconstruct integration test. Okay. So I wonder if that would work. I just want to try one more thing before I scoot off into the distance. If I say generator here and I go, break. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to close the solution, and hopefully this is enough to, hopefully this is enough to, it didn't actually, are you kidding me? No, stop. Oh my God. I'm wondering, I was trying to say just close it, and then it tried to open, but it's not actually loaded. So let's try this. This is more just an experiment of, rather than shutting down the entirety of Visual Studio, is I want to see if it actually even loads the, this is, again, one of the biggest pain points of source generators, is trying to actually get it to generate code and just reference it. And as you change things and being able to debug into it, it's just really, really not fun. Oh, well, okay. Good. We saw that. Could not load file or assembly humanizer, but I don't reference humanizer. I reference humanizer.core, right? Package humanizer. It puts it in there. Oh, do I need to like, oh boy. There's no dependencies, so why would it think that it needs to... It literally says it has no... assemblies. Types. The error is just weird. File the files, load file or assembly humanizer. But it's not humanizer, it's humanizer.core. So let's do this. Let's take this out because we don't need it. I might just post this to the channel, to the Discord channel, because this one's just going to be like, what the heck? So I have humanizer core in here, and it was literally just changing it from that to that. And the package explorer was just fine. It said that's okay. But then why is it saying... See, it's humanizer version 2.13.0.0. I'm wondering if that is... Let's see... Auto deconstruct. Yeah, it doesn't... At least I kind of know where the error is. I mean, I definitely know where the error is. But the fact of saying 2.13.0.0, I'm wondering if this is the assembly neutral. If this, like it says in NuGet, if you read that here, it says it's the core package that contains the library and the neutral language resources. I'm wondering if it's doing something kind of, as we say, interesting in the world, where it's actually like you see it has humanizer core. Oh, assembly with, so the actual, wait, is it core or is it, that's the package name, but then so the generated a path by package a new son JSON dependency alongside the generator assembly. When I did NuGet package explorer and I do this one and I say this, it's humanizer. Okay, so that is actually being brought across in here as it should. So it's there. I don't know. Yeah, let's just stop because I'm going to just spin my wheels more. So I'm going to dig in and find out why this isn't actually working, and hopefully come back with another episode that is very quick and says, hey, if it's working, then we can start building more tested or integration tests to see it all working, but that will be a nice thing. So hopefully next episode is where we finally get past the beta stage and it's all good. So thank you all for watching. Leave comments and questions below. See you in the next episode.